Welcome to the Integrated Man podcast. Glad to have you with us. The mission is all about helping men become more whole men, emotionally, relationally, mentally, and spiritually. So excited to have you with us today. A couple of the ways that we do that, one by the podcast, but we also have foundations groups, which are Zoom groups of 8 to 10 men virtually. We meet and we go through kind of the basics of, do you have the foundations laid right in your life to build off of? Because often if we don't have the right foundation to build off of, we'll build something and it just fall to pieces. So I want to make sure we have the foundation right. I also do one-on-one men's counseling. You can check out more information in the show notes and on our website about that, theintegratedman.life. So good to have you with us today. Also, we got a guest in the house. I call Cameron the world's most interesting man.
Oh, my word. I'm going to spend my 30s trying to live up to that.
Oh, man. Cameron, you're probably one of the most eclectic guys I know. You're a pastor. You're an artist. You're all over the page, and somebody I've admired for a while now. So give our listeners first your name and then kind of a quick bio.
Well, first off, thanks for having me. Yeah. I appreciate this. I appreciate what you're doing, and I know the Lord's going to use it. My name's Cameron, like you said. I'm a pastor in Rockford, Illinois. Right now, currently, we're operating a non-for-profit called the Rockford Empowerment Center. Right. We're trying to meet people in the middle of the city and, do the basics of what was asked to us to do, which is feed the homeless, take care of the sick, and share the gospel. And so that's what my Monday to Friday is looking like. On the side, I love just I love expressing, man. I love creating. I love, doing all the things, music, art, and stuff like that. Yeah. And so, but what I find myself doing, especially in our friendship, is just talking. So I'm excited that we get to do that today. Right.
Yeah. The reason I call you the world's most interesting man. So I've gone to his house. He's got like real samurai swords. He's also an artist on Spotify. He's got some music on Spotify. He's also written a book or multiple books.
I've written one book. One book.
It's actually you illustrated the entire. What would you call it? It's not a comic book.
So I guess 2 books. Yeah,
2 books. Right.
It's a manga. It's like which is very popular now, man. Like fathers, if you want to connect with your kids, get manga because anime is everywhere. But literally, I just took a story. We call it a parable. It's a story literally in the Bible, and I was like, what it would look like if I just made this into a little comic, a Japanese manga. So I did that. And then we wrote a book last year called Before You Leave. It's a book of how I was rescued from my own internal and mental battles with suicide and how I was redeemed from that. And it's basically just 7 thoughts that I felt like the Lord brought to me. And when I pondered those thoughts, it literally led me to this conclusion as to why my life had value, as to why I should not carry out with the act. And, I don't like gatekeeping truth. So I was like, I should probably share this, get out to the people. So it's been phenomenal. It's been a really cool project.
That's great. That's great. So you kind of experienced that was kind of an outflow, you said, of your personal struggle.
Oh, yeah.
Now, did that struggle come from, like, what's the origin story behind that or behind you? Like, how did that?
Honestly, to be real with you, I think that, and this is why like conflict is everywhere, because there's not like one special ingredient that you have to put together in a person's life for them to like not want to live. Like it can be a multitude of things. And for me specifically, I think I growing up in a broken home without a consistent father figure. I spent a lot of time alone. I raising myself. We grew up in poverty, and it was just a broken environment. Right. And my mom did the best she could. She was like incredible. But I think when that took place when I was like really, really young, over time, you just begin to kind of like devalue life. Like I grew up in an area, I'll never forget the first time I saw a dead body. I'll never forget the first time, like, you know, someone pulled a gun out on me. I was kids. I'll never forget the first time that one day I was walking home from school, and I literally, like, a cop car pulled up on me, and they thought I was someone else. And so, like, they handcuffed me, threw me on the thing. Oh. So, like, I think there's a combination of experiences that just, for me, just taught me to just devalue life. Sure. And so when you start to think about like an out of your situation, when you grow up learning that life has no value, you know, just the way that people are treating each other in the streets, the way that people talk to each other, how easily people, you know, just can, you know, run someone down. All these things, they kind of teach you something. Yeah. You know, they build something up. They create a narrative. And I think what the enemy tried to do in my life was that he tried to exploit that. And he saw that, well, this kid grew up in an environment where he doesn't even know if his life is really that much, like if it matters that much. Sure. So I'm going to try to trick him into taking his life because he's already on the fence. And I think that happened all through life. And it wasn't until I got in college, man, where I started to ask myself some serious questions and some self-evaluation started to take place. The Lord revealed things in me that were not good or not true. Right. And so I battled with that, man. And I didn't even know I battled with it until I got in college. Yeah. I just thought, I thought I was sensitive or something. I didn't know, man. I was like, what, you know, what's going on here?
Man, but we have a lot. I feel like there's a lot of stuff like that is like, it's I call it our operating system. Yeah, right? Yeah. You open your computer and you see all this pretty stuff, right? Yeah. Well, there's a whole operating system behind the scenes that's making these things pop up. Yeah. It's making that when you click on this happens, and that's how our lives are too, man. We've got this operating system, and when somebody clicks here, this thing gets triggered. This thing pops up out of nowhere that you're like, where did that come from? And it's
somewhere. You learned it somewhere. Right. It happened somewhere. So man.
Yeah, I think what you were mentioning just about the lack of value for life has been a consistent decline. That I've seen over, and it's not. I feel like it's very subversive, right? It is. I remember when the game Grand Theft Auto came out.
Dude! I remember when that came out.
You're that old?
Hours of life lost instantly.
But like there's now this game where you're going around in a lifelike situation, and you're killing people. You're, you know, blowing up buildings. You're all sorts of things.
Crazy stuff.
And it creates like this cognitive dissonance between like fake versus real. Yeah. And you have this people with this desire or this like false perspective that I can do this in real life because I'm a badass in GTA.
Yeah. So I can
do that here too.
Oh man.
And it does create this degradation of the value of human life because it's all over here. It's all pretend. But if that were to ever happen in reality, you know, it would be like, whoa, people would be really shocked if they saw a dead body. If they ended up shooting someone or seeing someone get shot in front of them or something like that.
Dude. You know what it is? If we can go somewhere, because I like what I'm learning right now is like, so like the word perversion. Perversion is not just like a sexual term. Right. It's the twisting of any truth. Yeah. And so like what I'm seeing right now is that you see like there is like a inherent, at least I can testify, and I think most men probably watching this to some degree could also testify to this. There is this thrill that is in us that is unexplainable. When you're a kid, you it goes through all the phases. Like you're playing with action figures when you're a kid, and you're doing the most impossible things that you can think of. Right. The moment you go in your backyard, you see your tree. I'll never forget this. There's a tree in my front yard, and I was like, I'm gonna climb this tree. I don't know how, I don't know when, but every day I'm gonna climb, and I try it. And there's just this desire to hunt, this desire for thrill. What I see happening is that it's been perverted into a world where you're taught that there are no consequence for destruction. Yeah. And I think I see a lot of times, like even with that game, even with like the world, like there's this thing built inside of me to hunt. There's this thing built inside of me to some degree to protect and some degree to attack. Yeah. But what is happening is that it's being perverted and into this world where it's like, hey, like do whatever you want and there's no consequence for destruction. But we don't take that same Grand Theft Auto approach, and we don't apply that to the things in the areas of our life where it matters. Right. You don't see people aggressively attacking their debt. Like you don't see people like, I'm gonna murder this debt. Like you don't see that. You don't see people like in the grocery store locking in and looking at all the stuff that they're putting in their bodies aggressively.
Right. Yeah.
But you see people like, I'll never forget when the cheat code books would come out for these games. People were like, I gotta get the cheat code.
Memorize the cheat code.
Yeah. The hunt and the attack, the drive was there. It was just misguided.
Right.
And I feel like that's a very real thing, especially when it comes to like this idea of like, man, does my life matter?
Right. So I've always, one of the key themes we talk about in a lot of the work that I do specifically is that men are wired for three things: battle, adventure, and beauty.
I love this. I love this. This is awesome. Wait.
So battle, adventure, and beauty. And what you said was we pervert things.
Yeah.
That's so realistic because like we're wired for battle. Like we crave battle. What are the movies men are drawn to, right?
What's the greatest Christmas movie of all time?
Die Hard. It is a Christmas But like that, we're drawn to battle, and we're wired for that. That's hardwiring in us, and we have this ability to compartmentalize our lives and our thoughts so that we can focus deeply on the battle, and then kind of draw ourselves back to, like we're not in a real world war situation for all times. Yeah. But we do have battles. When do you ramp up the spiritual intensity in your life and recognize the spiritual battle that you're in? And instead of going, oh, this thing that's going on in my household, maybe that's just because, for a man, maybe that's just because something's coming against me, or I'm stressed about this, or I don't like that, or I feel this from my past about that. Maybe it's a spiritual attack, right? Maybe it's a literal, like, let's recognize the unseen world for a minute and go, am I walking myself, am I walking my life out in a way that I'm recognizing the spiritual battle that I truly face? Because that's a battle I need to be giving attention to, not the little battles that we try and steal our time or try and pervert our mind to, even the like team versus team, sports team versus sports team. Guys will get so intense, so amped. They will ramp up the intensity of, and I'll go along with the rest of them in the ribbing one another and stuff like that. But when I see men who will truly get their whole week just destroyed because their team lost, they're focusing on the wrong battle. They're all of their mind and their emotion and their intentions are headed in the wrong direction. I've heard this statement, and I can't remember who said it to give credit to long ago, but it said men are so hungry for battle that they will put on the shirt with the name of another man's back, or another man on their back, because they're so hungry for battle.
That's crazy,
right?
Well, we gotta explore that. We gotta explore, because like now we're getting somewhere interesting. We have to explore why is there a desire to get as close to the battle as you can until it's time to battle, And I think that's like that's like the athlete coach approach, especially for my line of work. You will find plenty of people who are convinced that they are in the battle, like the spiritual like battle of spreading the gospel, and they will sit and they will literally like talk and commentate. And what's really hard for me as a person who is out in the streets we are baptizing people, we are feeding the homeless, we're doing that, is that I see all these people spectating, and they're like, yeah, man, we're on the same team. Like, I got you. And I'm like, dude, get in the fight.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like, there are moments where, I mean, obviously, you know, Jesus won. He's already done it.
Right.
But let's be honest. Like, there's moments where I feel like, dude, I feel like we're losing as, like, in the church.
Right.
And I got a legion of people commentating on it. And I'm like, it's interesting because I think about scripture. I think about what Jesus says. And I think this can be applied to our conversation right now about the Bible.
Sure.
Battle. Jesus says, he says, hey, pray for more workers.
Yeah.
The work is plenty. The workers are few.
Yeah.
Where are the workers at? They're commenting and watching you work. And they got jerseys on with your name on it. They're repping the team. They got the logo. They look like they're ready to go. Right. They're doing everything but being in there. It's like when I was a kid, you know, growing up, not with a lot of things in poverty. One of the biggest aggravating things for me is that you would try out for a team, right? And there would always be like, you know, a couple of guys who are just fitted, elite socks. Yeah. Under Armour performance tights. Got the sleeve on the arm, the sweatbands. Never played, but they look like they played the game. And I think you know what I think. I think what the world is selling us is it's selling us that it's telling us basically, hey, just be content looking like you went to battle. Yeah. Because actually going to battle is hard. Right. Just look like it. Just dress up. Just look like it. You know how crazy it is? It's aesthetic. People buy, it's the weirdest thing. We buy jeans with holes in them.
I know.
Like why? Like you right now in 2026, what's trending? Because I'm a creative, I know this. What's trending right now is an entire look that's based off of blue collar work. It's a trending look. There's guys in Carhartt, Cap, Carhartt, everything, walking into coffee shops, and they're pulling out their laptops, and all they're doing is this. And I'm not hating. I'm just saying, I think you hit on something important. People are obsessed with looking like they're in battle. Yeah. But they don't want to pay the price of battle.
One of my favorites is the Bass Pro Shops hat.
Oh, never fished.
It's so popular.
Never fished.
It's like, what's your favorite lure? Huh? What are you talking about? What's a lure? What? You got a Bass Pro Shops hat on. Come on. That's like the Bass Pro Shops top seller right now.
When I turned 18, there's a guy at our church, because Bass Pro Shop, the hats were just kicking off.
Oh, yeah.
There's a guy at our church, and he said, hey, I want to take you out for your birthday. His name's Chris Dotson. Chris, I was like, where are we going to go? And he was like, it's your 18th birthday. We're going to go do something manly. And my birthday's in January. It's January 7th. There's nothing I want to be doing outside on January 7th. Oh. Dude, he took me to a place called Rock Cut. It was my first time standing on Rock Cut. We ice fished. Yeah. It was an incredible experience. Yeah. Now, I've watched The Revenant. I've seen the movie. I have to tell you that it just looks cool. Right. It looks cool. Just a bunch of men on ice wrestling freaking fish. Oh, yeah. But the experience of it added a completely different tone to it. Yeah. I think that there's a problem when we idolize battle without ever experiencing it because it teaches us to not have respect for it. Right. It teaches us we don't have respect for it. Like and I'm guilty as charged. Dude, my favorite movie is Fury. I love that movie. I watch Fury twice a year.
Best job in the world.
Best job in the world. Best job in the world. I've never experienced conflict like that. Yeah. And I bet you that there is a lack of perspective, a lack of understanding, dare I say a lack of stewardship for that fight. Right. When I am just a commentator from a distance. And I think we gotta, as men, we gotta get, wherever we can get our hands in, we gotta get our hands in.
Yeah, well, I think two things contribute to that. One is the spectator culture that we live in. Oh, yeah. You know, thousands of fans sitting in the stands, cheering or jeering the guys that are actually doing the work on the field. Yeah. And you have even commentators that have never been on the field before.
Never fought. Never
talking about how bad the guy did on this play. And I'm like, I appreciate watching football. Yeah. And I love it when guys like Tom Brady are given, because he's been on the field. It changes it, yeah. He's like, he's breaking down the field and breaking down the plays, and because he has been in it. He knows what it's like to suit up and to go into battle.
Yeah.
I think the spectator culture that we live in are people think their opinion equates to influence.
Yeah.
But it doesn't.
Yep.
Opinion and influence are two different things.
Two different things.
And I think
agree.
the more you get the perspective that your opinion is your opinion, but it really doesn't influence anybody unless there's like some experience and some battle worthiness behind it. That's the first thing is the spectator culture. Number two, I think we get caught up living the small story.
Explain that.
We have the story of eternity is written on our hearts.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It is hardwired into who all of us are, which is why we love battle, crave to be a part of something bigger than ourselves.
Yeah.
But like you said, you've got people that will sacrifice and they will stay comfortable living the small story and just watching other people play and worry about their little problems over here and worry about their little problems over here. When things ramp up a little bit, there's like feeling a little bit of angst or whatever, and they'll give attention to that. But there's this gigantic story behind the scenes that we can't see of the heavens and the earth and the spiritual forces that are against us on this earth that are trying to draw people into darkness. And it doesn't, by drawing people into darkness doesn't mean you have to draw them into Satanism, murder, anything like that. You can just draw people into apathy. You can draw people into complacency. And that pulls them into a small story that they just get focused up in, and they're not worried about, hold on. Like you said, like God has called us to do so many things in the lives of people that are right outside these walls every single day, but we're too busy doing this on our phone or worried about our own little problems, living a small story. And I think that shifts us away from the perspective of thinking, we think this is the battle.
We think it is, yes.
We think I need to focus on making sure my team wins or my finances are checked off just so. And I'm not saying that's important, and I'm not saying to live without wisdom in your marriage, your finances, your household, anything like that. But I'm saying if you give more attention and focus to that story than to the great story that God has called us to live, you're missing your purpose.
And you'll end up like me. You'll end up like me where you have all these things and you're just like, what is the purpose of life?
Right.
You focused so much on the small battle. You've missed the bigger picture, the bigger story. Now you start to wonder and ponder. Wait, what are we doing?
Right.
What's all this for again? I finally got the thing. What's happening?
Right.
I think we live in a world where we have to realize that everything we do will always be captured now. We are in a era, and this era will be here for a very long time, that everything is a story and everything can be captured. And I think typically the most important battles to be fought are the battles that the world doesn't want to talk about or is not ready to talk about. And if we're only battling or participating in what the world's talking about, we're going to miss out on a lot of stuff. We're going to miss out on a lot of stuff. And I think people are doing that all the time. We got part of the puzzle, but we don't got the other part of it. The main part of it is that you're doing all the things you were told to do as a young man, and you wake up one day and you're like, do I love this woman? Do I love my job? Do I love this? What am I? I did everything they told me to do.
Right.
I did all the things.
Checked all the boxes.
Yep. And we don't do as much emotional inventory as we're supposed to do. So now we don't even have the tools to figure out what's happening up here and in here.
Yeah.
And so we're just the perfect recipe for divorce, the perfect recipe for suicide, the perfect recipe for any destruction you can think of that plagues men. We live in it. Yeah. Because we're
just checking the box.
Checking the boxes.
And it's like, go back to your movie Fury, right? It's not just that they're rolling around in a tank blowing stuff up.
Exactly, dude.
That's not what it's about.
It's not about that.
They're like, we just got to drive around and blow things up.
Yeah.
Well, that's the war equivalent of a guy just checking the boxes without purpose behind what he's doing, and then arriving at a place in life in his 30s and going, what the hell's going on?
Yeah. What's happening?
I just woke up and I don't like any of this stuff.
Yep.
And it's not because they don't like what they've done. It's because they had no purpose behind what brought them to where they are.
Come on.
The purpose behind those guys was winning the war.
Yep. Yep.
There was there was a battle, and these dark forces were trying to win and trying to take over, and they were like, if I have to give my life to take the last stand to stop this evil force from proceeding, I'll do it.
Yeah,
I will do it.
You know what's crazy is that you said like they don't hate what they've become. I mean, they don't hate what they've done. And I thought about that. I was like, man, maybe they've hate who they've become though in the process of it. And I think you're losing that battle all the time, man.
Right.
All the time.
Yeah, because they don't know. There's a lack of identity behind their action.
Yeah. There's something I want to explore here. I think that when it comes to like, the idea of just, settling for a lesser story, with any battle, there's one thing that we have to address is that there is sacrifice and there is loss.
Yeah.
And I think one of the things as a young man that plagues my generation is that we don't know how to lose. For instance, I'm 29 years old. All right. I'm in between. I'm not millennial. And I'm like the unk of Gen Z. Like I'm the first generation Gen Z.
Sure.
In this sweet spot, most of the men that I do life with, something is very clear to me, is that we have a desire for battle up until loss or sacrifice. Because we've been taught that you don't lose, or we've never been taught how to lose. It's either you win or you give up and you do something that you're good at and you keep winning. It's in how we play video games. It's in how we choose our career paths. It's in everything. And I have this saying that I started using about 2 years ago, especially when I was creating a ministry, and I was like, I can't win with anyone that doesn't know how to lose. Mm-hmm. If I can't lose with you, I cannot win with you. Like if you're the type of person, you're throwing your controller across the screen, they're cheating. You do that in a game, you're gonna do that in life. And I feel like my generation as men, we never learned what it feels like to sit into failure. Mm-hmm. We are so distracted that we don't even have enough time to sit in failure. We go from win to win, and if we lose, we don't even process that. We close the app and we open up a new app that we know we'll win in, and that's how we were programmed. Yeah. And when I say programmed, I don't mean like programmed by God, but I'm saying programmed by our environment. And I think it's something we have to talk about. We have to approach it differently. We have to get familiar, because what's crazy about this fury analogy that we keep using is that there's a multitude of men that just died in order there's just men who literally just got buried, and no one wants to be that man. No one wants to be the guy that jumps off the helicopter first, gets obliterated. No one wants to be that person. Yep. But everybody wants to be that. My uncle said this to me when I was a kid. I was like 4 years old, man. I had no idea what this meant. I was talking with him because these kids were making fun of me, and he said, Cameron, everybody wants to be number one. Nobody wants to be the first. And I was like, what do you mean by that? You know what he meant? He's like, everybody wants to be the one that holds up the flag and says we won. No one wants to be the first person to go into the battle, because you just get destroyed. Right. If we think battle is just like winning, then of course we'll never have a hunger for battle. Right. We'll always settle for the video game. We'll always settle for the cheap thrill. We'll always settle for calling the girl up and paying for sex, because you just get to win, or at least you think you do. Right. But marriage, dude, there's battle. That's tough. That's hard, And I think I wish as a 29-year-old, I wish that there was a way that we as men could become comfortable. Not comfortable with acceptance, but comfortable with the reality of failure. Mm-hmm. We're not accepting it. We're not like whatever to it. Right. But we understand that we have to embrace failure. Like we have to. Right. And if we only do things we're good at, we're literally missing out on half of life that Jesus died for.
Yeah. Yeah. And yes, losing and getting good at losing. But I had always structured my life, and I'm 46 years old. I had always structured my life not thinking I didn't know how to lose, but never putting myself in a position to lose. Yeah. Right? I would just never risk.
Well, yeah.
if I never risk, I never have to lose.
And we
right?
say all the right things. This is me having stewardship.
Right. Discernment.
This is discernment. This is wisdom.
Yeah.
Last time I checked, most of character development is in loss.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
It makes complete sense to me how the Bible would say the wisest man in the world made some of the dumbest decisions.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
You're so wise that you position yourself so you can always win.
Yeah.
And you'll never grow if you're just winning.
Right.
I think you said a mouthful, man.
Yeah. Or you can excuse loss as a, like we don't appreciate loss the even in loss sometimes, whether it's the small story part of our life or what, we excuse it away. Oh yeah, but or here's how we, and I say this because I see it globally, like how you said with the throwing the controller, how you do little is how you do big.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And we'll excuse away our loss by pointing out somebody else's failure.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, but
well, at least I'm not.
At least I didn't that, or we didn't do that, or I remember when you guys did this, or whatever.
Where does that come from? It's deflection, but where does that come from? Why is that okay?
Man, I feel like it's self-protection. For people.
Yeah.
Like because now it's an unhealthy self-protection. Because people don't want to truly face the fact that they lost something. Because if they face the fact that they lost something and recognized it, that would challenge them in a healthy process. It would challenge them to a place to where they would go, I need to grow.
Yes.
And I don't think people truly want to grow. I don't think people, the majority of people, we want to grow in the easy areas. For sure. Right? We want to grow in areas where we can see fairly quick results. But we don't want to, we don't want to put in the hard work to get us down the road to get the gray hair of experience, whatever that looks like. And I'm not saying gray hair has an age on it. I'm just saying it has an experience to it. We want to take the shortcuts. And there are no shortcuts. There are, but they're not going to get you to where you want to be, being the person that you need to be.
That's so good.
So I think that's one of the important areas in battle is guys have got to be willing to step into battle because they've got to be able to lose well. To win well.
Because I think, and I'm a believer, so I believe that the process that God puts us through, the journey, is to refine us. And it helps with our character. There's so much, like if we use this and we take it and just think of like a gym, from a gym perspective, the feeling of loss is the feeling of building muscle. It tears, it rips, it separates. It separates. It's literally your fibers being ripped apart and regrowing. It separates. The parts of you that are not going to help you do the thing that you are called to do will only be removed in failure. The parts of you that you need to do the thing that you're called to do will be revealed in victory. But without failure, if you just keep winning, you're going to be, you're going to be very aware of what you're good at. And you're also going to start to believe that some parts of you that are bad is also good. Because every time you get on the podium, you're like, this is what I use to do this, so this must be good. And then you'll start to defend that. You'll start to defend that ego, defend that pride. You'll start to defend that behavior, defend that sin pattern, defend that addiction, because you think that it's part of the secret recipe for your success. Because you keep running to victory. I think that as men, we have to let ourselves go through the full process and the surgery of manhood. And it is surgery. It is surgery. And that process is a refining process. And it is the removal of things that we love. Things that the world tells us is good, And I just think it's so important, man.
Well, I think that goes along with, like, that train of thought goes along with whether it's battle, whether it's adventure, or whether it's beauty.
I love that.
We will continue to take the shortcut until we figure out that the shortcut is hollow. That's a cardboard cutout.
Yep.
That wasn't really what I was looking for.
Yeah.
Guys will seek adventure chasing things that don't matter. Like, I think there's healthy adventure,
Yeah.
right? Like, we want dopamine.
Yeah.
We want real
Yeah.
dopamine, but snowboarding on a video game versus going out
Yeah.
and really doing it,
Yeah.
like doing some things that are analog
Yeah.
and tangible
Yeah.
and involve a little bit of risk,
Yeah.
where you
Real
can get
risk.
hurt. Like,
Yeah.
if you are never one of the things last year, I take a group of men to the Boundary Waters every year, and I like that because there is strain involved, there is risk involved.
Yeah.
There is pushing, there is failure involved.
So good.
And I was climbing this waterfall,
Yeah.
and I wanted to get up to the top of it. And I hit this point in the waterfall, and I was leading a group of six. There were 6 of us, and I'm climbing up the side of this waterfall. I've got
This is crazy in my. I'm imagining this.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just
Now,
imagining you just on a waterfall.
not
This is
like
crazy.
it's not like a 100-foot waterfall.
Oh, okay, okay.
It's probably 20 feet.
That's still impressive.
From the water to the top of the waterfall, and there's no clear way up, so I'm just trying to free climb it. You know, I just got inspired by the movie Free Solo, so I'm like, let's do this thing. You know,
Bouldering
but it was one of those things that I wanted to do, and I hit this spot where I couldn't go any further.
Yeah,
And I was filled with fear.
that's huge.
Because if I fell wrong, I would get seriously hurt.
Yes.
And I turned around and looked, and the 5 guys that I'm leading are all looking at me like they've all got, they felt the angst of the fear that I was experiencing.
Yes.
But that was real tangible adventure for me.
Yes.
Like, that was something that not only I didn't make it up to the top of the waterfall, and I actually couldn't make it back down either. I had to figure out, how do I exit this situation without getting hurt? And I say I failed to reach the top of the waterfall, but I didn't necessarily fail in the experience.
Yeah.
Because it taught me a limitation. It let me experience my humanity and feel fear for a minute, which is just a powerful, like,
so
snap into reality mindset thing. Kind of had to shimmy myself back down to this place to where I could see where the water was and make a jump for it. I didn't know if I was going to hit rocks underneath. Right. I was just hoping in my mind that where the water's coming down, it's usually it's usually fairly clear. So I got myself down to a place to where I could make the jump, and I took the jump full of fear. Yeah. And you know, that is true adventure that takes you to a place of, like, you know, that was different than doing something on a screen.
Good. So good. Yeah. Because that shortcut's not gonna hit the same.
No.
It's not gonna scratch the same itch.
Yeah. And it's not a shortcut to adventure. It's actually like living the big story of humanity that God has given me.
Yes.
Like, I'm created in His image, and He's given us a desire to explore and to try new things and to adventure and stuff like that. But it also happens in beauty. Yeah. Right? We try and shortcut beauty.
Yep.
And there is like you said, calling somebody up and paying for sex, and it's a shortcut to an actual investment of a relationship that you should be moving into, because on the backside of things, the beauty that comes with an investment into the same person year after year, and not just waking up and going, oh, I found my soulmate, all is well. Embracing the hard in the relationship, so that the intimacy that comes
and that contributes to your purpose.
Absolutely.
To your the thing that you wake up to do, that it all blends together. Yeah. There's this like phenomenon that, like, whenever we introduce like a shortcut or like something into like the world, it actually prevents a part of us from growing to its full capacity. So, for example, like I love swords. I love Asian culture. I've probably studied the most history. I probably know more about Japanese history than like my own history, to be honest with you. And there's this interesting thing that like when you watch in movies, like in fight scenes, like they'll go like do all this crazy stuff. Well, when it's documented, like actual fights, like way back before the Edo period of Japan, these fights would take at most 5 minutes. It was decided within 3 to 4 moves. So within 3 to 4 moves, one man lived and another man died. They were so talented and gifted with swords, it was unbelievable. You want to know when fights begin to get longer with the sword? It was when the introduction of guns came into the piece. When guns came into the framework, that is the first time where swords begin to dull and they begin to lose their sharpness. Masters stop honing their skills. One way you can think of it is that, well, guns is an incredible achievement. You know, it's awesome. It's more efficient. I think sometimes we will take a shortcut and we will slap efficiency over it, and we will let another skill die off just for the sake of efficiency or for the sake of easier, like it just being easier. And I think when I think about that, I'm like, well, if that's what can happen with a person with a sword, what would happen to my soul?
Yeah.
If I started introducing all these shortcuts in the name of efficiency, in the name of easiness, what would happen to my soul? Things that I was designed to be exquisite in, the way I think, the way I feel, the way I act, the way I process, the way I problem solve. If I let this app do everything for me, what is that happens to that muscle? That muscle becomes, guess what? A legend. Right. Just like what we watch in movies. It's a thought, an idea. And we see this happen all the way from the Bible, throughout all of history. The things that men were capable of, the things that men did, the things that men built. Let's just look at what people built. Let's just look at the pyramids. Let's just look at the things that men could construct with just their own hands. I'm not saying that the advancement is bad. I'm not saying video games is bad. But what I am saying is that the advancement of those things at the death of ourself is bad. 100%.
Yeah, one of the things that I appreciated about the samurai culture was that they committed themselves to the perfection of their craft.
Yes.
Like, what area of my life do I commit myself to the perfection of my craft? I think of shortcuts and expediency, right? So about a year ago, I just felt God saying, you need to study again.
So good.
Because there was a season of life where I studied the Bible. And then you know what happened? I kind of drifted to the YouVersion devotional. And that's I love it. It's great. The YouVersion devotional is a powerful thing. I've got it on my phone. It inspires me. It's scripture every day, pops up on my phone, and it's good because I think it's valuable that sometimes I don't always feel like getting in scripture. So if I can just get scripture into me, it's helpful.
So good.
It's healthy. But if there's never a time where I am studying the word to figure out, like everybody, King David is my favorite. Not David, the shepherd, right?
I'm going to talk about him a little bit later, too.
Oh, my gosh. He's my favorite. Nobody talks about, everybody's got the scripture or the good story of him slaying Goliath or the lion or, Bathsheba.
Thanks.
Talk about that one and the murder that was involved in that. Like, we've got the highlights of this guy's life. Nobody talks about what it was for Samuel to come and say, congratulations, you're going to be king. I'm out. Now what? Wow. Nobody talks about the fact that he had to go back out to the field.
After that.
After they told him, you're going to be king. Now go back to shifting sheep out in the field with your sling and your rocks.
Now your brothers hate you.
Keep them safe.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Because they're at war while you get to do that. But you're the king.
Now,
and they're risking their
all
lives.
of your brothers
Come on.
who saw all this,
Yep.
who got rejected right in front of you, are going, I hate you.
Yeah.
Because of what this guy came. He came and anointed you. Like, study what the actual life of what went on. And after that, he had to run to his brothers at the battle. And why do you think their attitude towards him at the battle of the Philistines was like it was? Because they saw what happened in the past. And they're going, come on, king, step up.
Yeah.
What are you doing here?
Come on.
You know, like, we're here doing the real work.
Yeah.
Get back out to watching your sheep.
You know, I think losing is lonely, man. I'm sure a kid, I believe that the Bible, you know, the story of David is not, it's not a parable. It's like, I believe it's history. It's history.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I believe these things, it's an account. The time where he's tending the sheep. How does a boy learn to kill a bear? How does a boy learn to kill a bear? Trial and error.
Yeah.
There's so much to his life, and I don't even know if we have time to like deep dive real quick,
right.
but like theologians believe that the tension between David and the fact that his mother is not mentioned is the fact that they believe that David, when he was born, during the process, in the birth process, his mother died, which is why there's a subtle tension between his father, Jesse, and all his brothers, because he's the last. He's the youngest. There's no mention of mom. Also, if that is true, we see a pattern in David's life. There is a woman-filled hole in his heart since he's a kid, and every battle that he battles, after the battle of Goliath, he collects a wife throughout the Bible. He gets a wife. He's filling this hole. Now, we're talking about a person who did lose, but who had extreme moments of victory.
Right.
And what we're seeing is that even then still, what we don't allow ourselves to take care of, it will be used against us as men. Because you see this happens. One of the worst decisions that he makes is how he handles any type of interaction with women. The kingdom literally... Oh, bless you. Bless you.
Thank you.
The kingdom literally almost gets divided because of how he mishandled a woman.
Yeah.
The Bible tells us that one of his daughters were raped. He did nothing to the accuser, which means Absalom, his other son, had to take powers in his own hands. I think there is so much crap to clean up when men don't take the time to let ourselves sit in a loss and learn from it.
Right.
How many losses did David have where he could relearn? He could learn, man, wait, there's a problem here.
Yeah.
I've accumulated quite a bit of wives. The things I'm willing to do. Like, we glorify and we think it's a testament of character.
Right.
But when I look at the scripture and I look at, wait, he collected how many foreskins? Is that love or is that lust?
Right.
Is that character or is that competition?
Right.
What is the Bible actually saying right now in this moment? I see a kid who is phenomenal, loves God, had plenty of loss. There's one battle that he couldn't figure out. And so instead of figuring it out, he just shined it with victory. That carried out all throughout his life. So much so it carried out to his son's life. Yeah. His son was Solomon.
Right.
What did Solomon deal with?
900 wives.
900 wives, multiple concubines. And it almost made Solomon lose his relationship with God because of the influence of different religions and cultures.
Right.
That started the birth night of his dad. This is generational.
Wow. Yeah.
We as men, if we don't take care of these things in our field, we got to kill our lions, kill our bears. Make sure you kill them before you kill your Goliath.
Yeah.
Because if you kill your Goliath before you kill them, your children will have to face those lions and bears that are running around in their minds and their hearts. And that's those lions and bears that are going to convince them, hey, no one loves you.
Yeah.
Off yourself now.
Yeah.
You'd be better off if you'd be gone. those are the things that I had to deal with.
Yeah.
Inherited, man. I know that's like sideways, but I feel like
I think it's all connected, and it connects back to the loss, right? To handling loss.
Yeah.
Not just handling it well, like taking it on the chin and being able to hold your head up high and be like, I lost, but I learned something from it. Like, what are you truly learning from it?
Come on.
Like and man, I've been in the church game for 20 plus years, right? We do a horrible job at talking about this.
Yeah.
Because we like the encouraging message.
Oh, we love the
We
encouraging
like to
message.
end on a high note. We like to talk about David and Goliath.
Yep.
We like to talk about the character that he displayed by not killing King Saul when he had the opportunity. We like to talk about all of those areas of David's character, which are great.
Incredible.
I think they are good. But if we only focus on that, we get a one-sided caricature that we aim our lives at. And when we hold these things that David did as well, that we don't talk about, the failure and the lust and the murder and all of those things, when we hold those things in our hearts, we think something's wrong with us because we only face the positive side. We only see the positive side of David's life, and we're like, oh, I guess I just need to have the positive side. No. When you dig in and you study Scripture, you get to see the negative side of his life as well.
And it shows you, it reveals so much. It means that it is possible for you to have a heart after God's own heart while having a desire, a fleshy desire after a Bathsheba. At the same time.
Right.
You can have both.
Yep.
What does that mean? That means your victories do not mean that you are in right standing with God.
Right. And your failures don't mean that you're in wrong standing with
Come on.
Like, it's all covered by grace.
It is.
In God's loving development of our soul and of our character.
Yep.
Like, we need to look at all of it, and that's why I do what I do.
Yeah.
That's why what we do here is called the integrated man.
Come on.
Because you can't take this part. I'm gonna take this part of my life, this lust part of my life, and I'm gonna put it over here in a box, and I'm gonna hide it.
Nah, dude.
And I'm gonna take the church face that I put on, and I'm gonna take the relationship with my wife that I put on, and I'm gonna take my achievements at work that I accomplish, and all of those things are good. But I'm going to act like this thing doesn't affect these, but they're all part of who I am.
They're all part.
You can't hide them. That's right. They're all part of me. And if we don't integrate all those parts and appreciate the fact that every part is connected to the other, and there are parts of us that I think feel a certain age.
Yep.
That maybe is where that wounding or that habit or where that whatever started.
Yeah.
Like, okay, when I see or experience a certain situation, I feel 7 years old.
Yeah.
What happened when you were 7?
Yeah. What took place?
What's your first memory? Okay, let's go beyond the event and let's go to the feeling that you felt when the event happened.
Yeah.
When's the first time you remember feeling that?
Yeah.
How old were you when you felt that?
Come on, man.
Because there's a lot too. When a man says, every time my wife says this to me, I feel like I'm 12. Okay, let's talk about that. Let's dig into the feeling, and let's dig into when you felt it when you were 12.
Come on.
Because there's a connecting point there. And there's probably a wound attached to it that you need to go, whew, man, that wound, that loss, that experience in my life, that's something that I need to take to God because it's a part of the operating system of my life that I've been functioning with for years, that's been driving my life, that when my work situation happens over here, this thing that I don't want to pay attention to is connected. And I'm trying to move forward, but this is pulling me back, and I can't. But I just want to ignore it, but I can't. I've got to pay attention to it.
You know, man, I feel like there's a lot of men who are probably watching, listening right now, and I think you find yourself in this situation. You've done your groundwork. You went to the battle to face your Goliath, and you're looking out, and you're like, okay, why can't I win? Why can't I figure this out?
Yeah.
Why? I guess I just wasn't called to do this, you know. And I think some of us, you need to pack up your stuff, go back to the field, kill those bears, kill those tigers, kill those whatever is squirming that, whatever that stuff is. It could be pornography. It could be you stole money from your company and no one knows. Whatever it is, and it will have consequences.
Yeah.
Embrace that. Let it change and transform you, and then you'll be ready to do the thing that God has called you to do. I think people are just sitting and waiting, and that's why this brings us way back to the first part. Now imagine you get out to that battlefield, and there's no Goliath or whatever, and you're like, well, I guess I'm just going to play video games, or I guess I'm just going to go do this thing, and I'm going to settle for some other form of fulfillment.
Right.
Because right now what's in front of me, I can't deal with. Gotta unplug. We gotta do that. And this is a creative speaking.
Right.
I'm an artist. Like I love watching TV. I love playing video games. I love those things, but they cannot fulfill the calling that's inherently in here. Because the Bible says it so much. Do not store your treasures on earth. Do not. Don't store your treasures on. It doesn't say don't store treasures. It just says don't store treasures on the earth because it can't come with you. Yeah. There are treasures that you can find here that you don't even have to wait till you get to heaven. There are things in your marriage. There's things in your companionship, things in your friendships, things in your accountability circles that you actually get to take to heaven with you, that you can get a taste of it right now. But you won't, because you'll settle for something that's temporary.
Yeah. Because that's the easy way.
Yeah.
It's not the easy way. It's the most comfortable way. And we are surrounded by a culture that chases comfort at the highest degree. I don't even have to go to the restaurant to get my food now. I can pick up I don't have to cook it. I don't have to. The drive-through window, I don't even need a drive-through window now. I just boop, 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 boop.
Yep.
15 minutes, it's on my doorstep. Comfort. There is an endless supply of things I can stream on my device. I need to make sure that my furniture sits just right, that my temperature in my house is just right, that my lighting is perfect, that if I get too cold, I'm putting a hoodie on. We chase comfort to the highest degree in a world that is spiritually frontier. We are living in this insulated bubble wrap bubble, and it kind of sedates us to the fact that there are realities in life, in our spirit, soul, and body that we have to work for.
Yes.
That we think, nah, I'll just make myself comfortable and not really deal with it and not really form the character that I need to form to be able to face the battle that I know is coming. So we say stuck in this cycle of repeating the same mistakes over and over again because we're unwilling to put ourselves in a place of discomfort to learn the skills and the character that we need that will take us to the place where we want to be.
Yeah. I've heard this. I was taught that the plague of calling is convenience. A lot of people's callings are being robbed because of the world's pursuit of convenience. And I think and I don't think it's necessarily evil or bad. I get it. You're a business company. There's some CEOs that might be watching. Your desire for your company is you want to make your product as convenient as possible for your clients. I get that. I get it. You're a CEO, you're running whatever. And I think that's okay. I think that's something you probably should aim for. But what's not okay is that just because the world is aiming for convenience, don't mean that we need to fasten our callings to it. Right. And I think that's where the problem is. Deliver the thing that you're going to deliver. Do it whatever as well as you can do it. But you're a human being, and as human beings, that's just not how we're conditioned.
Right.
Your company can act like that. Your finances, they can act like that.
Yeah.
Your soul, it's not the same. Yeah. You can't FedEx that. You can't FedEx that scripture, that study, man. And I think for any person that's listening right now, wherever you find yourself at, wherever you are in life right now, really, I think what we're getting at is that there is a battle that is worth dying for. And if you live your life not dying, you're not going to understand the worth. Like, at the end of the day, like, we all have to die. We all have to die, literally. Right. You might as well go out every day with the big bang. You know what I'm saying? Like, you might as well, like, be willing, like, you know what? Let's do it. Yeah. Let's figure it out. Let's do the hard task, the impossible task.
Yeah. So you surround yourself you lead a young adults ministry too, right?
No, not anymore.
But you're still involved. You're still involved heavily.
Yes, heavily with youth
young
and,
adults,
and
youth and young adults. What are some of the characteristics that you see in the ones that are just crushing it? The ones that are just like, man, these few people that I encounter are really just killing it in life. They're really succeeding. They're really living with integrity. They're really, pursuing hard after God. What are some of the like?
I'm gonna speak in a way, hopefully, that a young adult would understand. What the people that I see crushing it is this phenomenon. Their social media is just snippets of what they're doing in real life. It's not the other way around. So, like, I see two types of go-getters. I see a go-getter who's like, they're driven. They have a desire to do something. They're embracing failure, and they're getting after it. And sometimes people see it. There's another type of person that they fasten their life to capture them getting something. Their life is about capturing them doing the thing. And then there's the person who does the thing, and sometimes people capture it. The people that I see creating the most change are the people that are rarely captured. I see them waking up. There's a couple of people I can think of. There's a photographer I know of. There's a business owner. He's like in his 20s right now. He has a company, two companies, one company, and he's running it. No one knows it. Serves every Sunday, volunteers, does all this stuff. You would not know it unless you sat down with him and you're like, hey, so what do you do? But there is a drive, and there is this desire that they're performing for an audience of one. And in church world, audience of one just means that you know that God sees it, and that's all that matters. Right. You don't care if no one else says, hey, good job, or hey, thank you. You're like doing something, and you're like, God said thank you because he woke me up. So I'm going to reply, and I'm going to do it. I see that in young people, and I'm like, those are the type of people I can count on. Those are the type of people that I love. And I hope that in the language that makes sense to my peers, like, we just have to remember, man, like, not everything worth doing is worth being captured. And you got to prioritize doing it over the capturing of it or the idea of it. We're obsessed with aesthetics and auras and looks and feels and vibes because that's what matters most to us. But still, on the other end, like, we just got to get stuff done. Right. So I see a discipline that's birthed in a place of they're gold minded, and they have a really strong why. Like, their why is it's unshakable. Their why didn't change during COVID. Their why didn't change. It's been constant this entire time. I see those individuals, and I will be honest with you, and I'm going to add to that. I see a lot of people who are just simply wanting to belong, and they want to belong more. They want to belong more than they want to do things that are impactful. And I get it. We live in a lonely world. People are desperate for connection. I see people showing up to events, starting businesses, doing things just simply because they're lonely. they'll create an entire media team and launch like a podcast, not because they actually like have something they want to talk about, but because they just want to spend time with people. Yeah. And I think that I think the Lord sees that, He knows that, but I don't know if it's healthy necessarily to just build in a place of loneliness. Right. I see that a lot. A lot of young people showing up to stuff. Yeah. I know those are hot takes, but that's just what I'm saying, man.
No, I think that's important to distinguish the difference between are you doing something that is so that you will get likes?
Yeah.
Or are you doing something that occasionally... So going to the gym is a perfect example.
Oh, dude.
Right? I'm going to... I see people that occasionally film themselves at the gym.
Yeah.
And every time they go, they like to broadcast it.
Yep.
Every time, even if it's infrequent, you know, they're going to show what they're doing. Every time they give, they're going to show what they're doing. Every time. But they don't live a life that is generous. They don't live a life that is fit. They don't live a life, you know, you see people that are positioning their Bible just the right way with the coffee cup just the right way so they can post a picture of it and so they can get likes. Yeah. Like, okay, what did you learn? Like when you spend time with that person, you're like, I don't think you really spend time in the Word.
Here's the plague, and I think we're getting into a really good spot because we're talking about like young men who are partaking in the influencer lifestyle. The influencer lifestyle, we have to remember that the idea, or I'm imagining the main goal is that a person did something that they believed in so much that they wanted to share with the world. Yeah. That has changed. People don't feel as passionate about the things they do anymore. Right. So bad that they want to share it with the world. What's happening now is that people want to just share with the world. That's it. Yeah. And the sharing with the world has in their eyes become more important, more better, more financially stable than actually what you're sharing. And what does that lead to? It leads to people being not authentic. It also leads to bad advice. Right. Like how many times now, imagine like 12 years ago when you would look up a hack, you'd be like, oh, this works. Now today, you just have people just doing stuff. You're like, this doesn't even work. You just wanted to post a video.
This doesn't even work.
You had nothing to post about. And I think there's a difference. Like a guy that I've been looking at right now, the world knows him, Ashton Hall. He's an influencer. Dude's ripped. Just ripped, funny as all get out. And he did his first interview with Rich Wilkerson Jr., a pastor in Miami. Yeah, his first interview, and he said in his interview, he was like, "Well, people think it's crazy that he does his routine," but he was like, "But that was like my life before a camera ever saw it." Right. That's different. Yeah. That's different than you saying, "I'm going to make a routine so that I can capture."
Correct.
Totally different world. Yeah. I have something that I'm doing. If someone captures it, that's cool. Yep. That's okay. Or I've done it so well that I want to share it with the world. Versus like, I want to be someone who shares things with the world. Let me find a routine. Yeah. I think it's a different vein of thought.
It is. And it's, it's the motivation behind why you do what you do. If my motivation is to create a following, to get likes, to have people comment on my stuff so I can feel good about the accolades that they give me in their comments, then that will only last as long as the comments last.
So true.
If my motivation, like if I've got a drive to get up and put out a message for somebody because I feel like there may be one person that needs to hear it, and it's already a part of my life, already a part of my journey, then it's okay if nobody likes it.
No one likes it.
That's still what I'm going to do.
Because regardless if you like it or not, I'll be doing this regardless. And I think that's that mindset of the person who goes to the gym. I'm going to be at the gym 6 a.m. regardless. I think some people, and this is like others can, I may not, we have to look at the purpose that God has put on our lives. Yeah. We have to look at the way we were wired, and I think we have to be brutally honest with ourselves. And can I just be real? There's just a lot of men who are just very good at convincing themselves of anything. Some of us, we just got to stop lying to ourselves, right? We got to stop lying to ourselves. Is that you? Should that be you?
Right.
Is that what you've been called to do? Because there are people, they're like, look, I'm going to do this regardless. I might as well get paid for doing it by showing people. I get it.
Right.
I understand that train of thought. I don't know if that works for everybody.
Right. Yeah. And it works. I think it works from a distance for some people.
Yeah.
But when the people up close to you see you posting something and they know that's not the real you,
Not
it's
you.
like,
Yeah.
that stinks.
Yeah.
That's not you.
Yeah.
That's not who you are.
And if you are making a change to your life, the best thing that you can do to protect that change is to not show it to the world immediately.
Right.
And I think that's that line of like, oh, am I being authentic or not? Like, I get it. 2026 has started. A lot of people have said, like, this is going to be the year for me. This is going to be the year. I get it. Don't post about it.
Yep.
Don't post about it. Don't post about it. You know what's reflective of that? Is that God actually does that. God creates part of the world, and then he creates mankind. Mm-hmm. He created things before he showed it.
Oh, yeah.
Before people, there were eyes to see it.
Right.
Eyes to do
I'm going
anything.
to make all this beauty. I'm going to take all this chaos and order it. And all
First
of
3
that
days.
stuff.
Dude was bending galaxies. First 3 days.
Yep.
Separating light from darkness?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Well, that's a beautiful art. No one has ever seen it. Why? Because I think the Father modeled this well. Some things that you are doing in your life, some changes that you're making, some things are best observed privately first for a long period of time.
Yeah.
Before you share it with the world. Because if you share it with the world as you observe it, it actually dilutes and distorts, and it will pervert your appreciation for it.
Right.
You're letting someone speak into something. So if you're trying to start that new regiment, you're trying to launch that new business idea, you're trying to do that thing, hey, be cautious with why you show it with the world, right? You know, you would do that with your kid. Your kid doesn't come straight out of the hospital. Well, some people, you know what I'm saying? But like, you know, like you take some time and you're like, I'm gonna like appreciate
Embrace this.
I'm gonna embrace
Yeah.
this. The same goes for our patterns. Same goes for work, I think. So but I know this is a long answer to that question.
Fine.
The young adults that I see crushing it are the young adults that are driven. They're doing what they're called to do regardless if anything's on them.
Yeah.
And I think that's what sticks out.
Yeah, and I think that doing it behind the scenes without the false motivation of others pushing them to do something is what will take them to a place of self-examination.
Yes.
And going, okay, is what I'm doing really working?
Yeah.
Because I'm not trying to sell something to you that's not sell something. I'm not trying to sell something to you that's not working.
Yeah.
I'm putting out there what has been run through the laboratory of my own life.
Yep.
And has been tested, and I know works.
Yep.
So why not share it with?
I lived in it.
Yeah. I feel like the other side is the person who puts it out there, almost like there's no self-examination. They think the result or lack of result is what is the grade, right? And I say lack of social result.
Yeah, that's really
putting it out there and getting a social result, and they may be like, well, this must not be a good thing. Well, that's not necessarily the way it goes.
That's not how it goes.
Yeah. So you're not truly taking time to go, okay, who am I? Let me look in the mirror.
Yep.
Let me examine what's going on in my life. You know, there's a scripture in the Bible that talks about that. You look in the mirror and you walk away and forget. You don't do a true examination of like, is this really what God's called me to? Is this really who I am? Are these really the things that I should be pursuing?
Yeah.
And when they're not there, I'm like, no, I'm out.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's solid. The people that are grinding in silence without having to hear get the accolades.
Come on.
Get the thumbs up.
Come on.
Get the clap.
Yeah.
Those are the people that are truly not only make an impact in their own lives, but they're the ones that are building the groundwork to make impact in the lives of others.
Dude, even as you said that, a thought came to me, which I think would be very helpful for this conversation. I think what we're talking about the difference between, like, literally warriors and gladiators. warriors and gladiators are so different. A gladiator feels like they're forced to do it. They have no other option but to do it. And what they do is solely dependable on the reaction of people that are watching them.
Yeah.
And their life is based off that. And you want to know what's crazy is that gladiators, that what that was is a form of slavery. And I think that there is a mental, spiritual, and a bit of physical slavery mindset within the present man, because we are being conditioned to operate like gladiators. A soldier, a warrior, will do just as much as a gladiator, and no one will ever applaud it. And it's doing it because it knows it has a choice. I choose to fight for my cause. I choose to carry this banner. I choose to go out and sacrifice. I choose to risk my life. And even if no one documents it, even if Brad Pitt doesn't play me in a movie to talk about it 40 years, 50 years later, I'm still going to do it. And I think that there is one of those is really markable in today's world. And it ain't the warrior, it's the gladiator.
Yeah.
Because you could be an influencer as a gladiator.
Yeah.
You could sell some product as a gladiator.
Yeah, that's true.
Wear our helmet when you go out there. Use our short when you go out there.
Yep.
Oh, the people weren't feeling that. Oh, that's not really doing well with the crowd.
Yeah.
Oh, social media didn't take that well.
Yep.
You got to do something else to get that applaud.
Right.
Congratulations. Now you're a slave.
You're a slave. Yeah. Wow. That's powerful.
2 ways of battle.
No kidding. Wow. Well, hey, I always like to wrap things up with 3 questions that I ask everybody that comes on the show. So the first question would be maybe who are the top 1 or 2 influences in your life growing up?
Oh man.
Who would they be or have been?
This is gonna be really wild. Okay. Yeah. The top influences of my life would be, in no particular order, Jackie Chan. And there's a principle to this.
Sure.
Jackie Chan was just, he was a creative. He was a creative athlete. People said that the way that he would go about telling a story through a fight was very different. Very animated individual, did all his own stunts.
Sure, yeah.
He involved his environment, which is what spoke a lot to me as a kid. He wouldn't just do a fight scene in like a garage or like he would be like, no, this is the area. Yeah. And he would use everything. And I just think that stuck with me as a kid.
Oh yeah.
You know, that stuck with me as a kid.
He's slinging through windows.
Bro.
Flipping through. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Heck yeah, bro.
Stuff. Yeah.
Heck yeah. I loved him a lot. This one is going to be a curveball. Ready? When I was really, really young, another influencer of my life was 50 Cent. I know this is crazy.
Okay.
Curtis Jackson. There's just this idea of hustle that I think helped me out a lot. A lot of the stuff he says or does, I'm not advocating for him as a mentor or anything like that. Yeah. But when I think about how I was impacted by the idea of like, man, what it means to like just wake up and go after and work. It's weird how you can see those things in people in areas, but that work ethic, there was just like a work ethic that he presented in his music and in his vibe. It was just like, yo, get out there and work. I'll never forget, I watched one of his movies. Do not recommend it if you're a kid. And it was this idea of hustling. And after the movie got off, I went, I saved up some money, I bought a rake, and I took my stepdad's lawnmower, and I started making money, man. I started going up, knocking on neighbors' houses. Yeah. Hey, can I mow your lawn? And I would do that through the summer. And it was just this idea of work. Yeah. So it really ran, but I'm going to be honest with you. Yeah. You're asking for my influences. No. Up and recently, I would say it's an incredible guy by the name of Ryan Leake. He's not just a motivational speaker. He's a coach. He's also a preacher. He's preached before. He's local to the area we're from. And he's global at this point. Yeah. You know, very global, very influential individual. I think he just handles his business really well. Yeah. Presents the gospel really well, especially in corporate spaces, which I think is huge. Powerful. To be able to go into certain platforms and stages with CEOs and businessmen and show them what it would look like for Jesus to have a conversation with them. I think that's just something I've been studying. So those are my top 3 throughout life.
Yeah, and I'll connect Ryan Leake back to a topic we were talking about earlier. He's got a great book called Chasing Failure.
Chasing Failure. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, that's a great book, and it talks about, like, are you really chasing after the opportunity to fail in your life and in your journey? Yeah, that is good. Second question.
Okay.
If you had to have our listeners say, this one book changed my life, what would one book? You can only recommend one.
The one book I would read is The Tale of Three Kings. The Tale of Three Kings is a beautiful book. It talks about the story of King Saul, King David, and King Solomon, but also the fight between his son Absalom. And I think that book, it breaks down a lot of principles. It really challenged my perspective on authority, my perspective on anointing. And I think for any man that is in leadership, every man is in leadership, even if you don't know it. You're either leading people or you're being led by someone, whether you know it or not. Any person that's in leadership, I highly recommend to read that book. Read that book. Let it challenge you. Let it open up your eyes, and let the Holy Spirit work throughout your life. And I think it will bring some incredible fruit to your life.
Yeah, no, that's good. I think one of the things you said, if you're either leading someone or you're being led by someone, you should be doing both.
You should be doing both.
If you're just leading people and not being led by someone, come on, we need an accountability check.
Bro. Come on. And that book is going to point it out too, man.
Oh, yeah.
No, that's real. That's such a good point.
Great. So, last question. Who are the top, and this is a disclaimer, like social media. Use social media. Don't let social media use you.
I love that. I love that.
Once you find yourself being used by social media, that's when you need to close out the app
100%,
and get
100%.
off. But who are maybe the top 2 or 3 people that you would say, hey, follow these people on social media, just due to the inspiration, the content, that.
Follow Ryan Leake. I think, like I said before, I think what he's doing is phenomenal. I think even if you're not like a business person, the rubric that his team has done, it is incredible. They've perfected the art of being able to tell the gospel and the story whenever, however they can, within 60 seconds. And I think that's an incredible art that we need to have. Secondly, I would say follow Pastor Rich Wilkerson Jr. He leads a podcast that's called The Mature Me, and there's snippets on there all the time, building individuals, working in them. And then lastly, hey, this is a self-plug. Follow the Rockford Empowerment Center. If you want to see what it looks like to build something from the ground up, when you have a minimum budget, a small team, and you want your faith encouraged, follow us and see what we're doing. That's not to toot our own horn, but I think it's important that when you follow whoever we're following, letting influence us, you want to follow people that are doing it ahead of you, follow people that are doing it with you, and follow people who are just starting it. Because the perspective of all that is super important. And so those are the 3 I would shoot out there. Shameless plug to the team.
No, so good. It brings people along in the journey, right? Get out of the stands and start doing stuff on your own, and be inspired by those that are doing it.
Absolutely.
And like, hey, we're probably messing it up here. And that's okay. 100%. We're learning, right? Fail forward is what
Fail forward. I love that, man.
Yeah, that's so good. Well, man, I love you, bro. Thanks so much for being on the show today.
Thank you.
And,
I love this.
We'll have some more information in the show notes and tag all the people and books and all that stuff that Cameron talked about. Thank you guys for joining us, and we'll catch you next time.